for the real. I'm saying the real sports talk. Coming live from Flip's Barbershop from Newton, North Carolina, with your host Dennis Lee and co-host Danny Hips. And you know, this your man DJ P3, providing the sound for your listening pleasure. Flip's Barbershop Sports Talk. Let's go.
Good morning, folks. Good morning, folks. Actually, about good afternoon, lunchtime. Welcome to Flip's Barbershop Sports Talk. It's your boy D-Line. My co-host is running a little late, but he'll be here in about 5 to 10 minutes. Got a big day today. We're gonna go for about an hour. Got a big day talking about. We're still talking about a little bit of high school football coming up this Friday, and also college football. Also, some college basketball started, last night with some big, top 25 games going on, and also we'll recap Sunday's big games that just happened, and also last night's Monday night football game. But we're gonna go around and talk about the high school football games come up, the matchups coming up. The big game everybody's saying this week is Bunker Hill, Burns at Bunker Hill High School. So that's going to be a good one. A lot of people think that Bunker Hill will go down in that game, but I think the Bunker Hill Bears will pull it off. I think they'll pull it off against the Burns. Against Burns, I think they'll pull it off. Another local team, you got staying in the 2A. You got Maiden at Salisbury, okay? Salisbury's, 11-0, undefeated, and that'd be a tough task for them Blue Devils. But like we've been saying, you never know. It's high school kids, and so anything can happen. But that's a tough task going down there to Salisbury to beat them guys down there. Also, you got West Lincoln at Monroe. That's going to be another interesting game, but I like I said last week, Monroe is pretty talented. Monroe is pretty talented, and I don't think the West Lincoln Rebels can go down there and handle Monroe. So and also another big game, Lincolnton at Shelby. Lincolnton at Shelby. That's going to be another good one. Shelby Golden Lions, they're ranked number 7th, but they're always loaded, so it's a tough task. But Lincoln is playing good football right now, so I'd like to see that upset. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I think there's an upset that's going to happen this Friday night. I don't know what team is going to be, but I think somebody's going to get upset this week. Okay. Also, don't forget 3A. We got North Lincoln travels again to Hickory High School Red Tornadoes. Okay, Coach Glass is always on our show, and we love Coach Glass coming in. But I think they roll again. That'll be North Lincoln's coached by Newton's head coach Coach Basil. So he's a great coach, one of the best in the state, and I think he'll do a great job, but I think Hickory High School Red Tornadoes is pretty loaded. So I'm picking Hickory in that game. So, but that's the 3A teams. Hickory, like I said, the local teams. Hickory, we got Bunker Hill, Maiden, Lincolnton, West Lincoln in our conference. So the CVAC is still alive. I think only one team lost last week from the CVAC in the first round of the playoff, and that was Bandy's down there at Monroe. But 63 to 14. There's like several teams put up 63 points last week. Bunker Hill put up 61 last week, and Monroe put up 60-some. There were several teams in the playoffs that put up 60-some. So I think that'll change this week. But I don't know what team out of the CVAC is going to pull off the upset. But I think there's going to be a upset in the making. So I'm hoping it's the Maiden Blue Devils, but I don't know. But But I am predicting, which Bunker Hill beating Burns will not be an upset. They're the higher seed. So, but I think, don't be surprised if Lincoln Wolves go down to Shelby and beat Shelby. And also, but this Shelby Golden Lions, so they're always loaded. So right now, if you still playing, if you get to play in the third round, you got a pretty daggum good team. So, but we'll recap. That's the recap on the high school football. Like I said, college football weekend just passed. We had some nice games. And when we come back from break, we'll talk a little bit about college football and college basketball. And our last topic, of course, will be the NFL. All right. Catch us on the flip side. What's the LKN?
Yeah,
LKN? Welcome back, folks, to Flips Barbershop Sports Talk. Couple sponsors real quick. Let's shout out to Dick's Cafe, the sponsor. Dick's got great breakfast and great lunch, and don't stop by there. We got Danny. Danny's in the house. Best grits, they say best grits in town. Also, LKH Heating and Air, okay? And folks, you need something worked on with your heat right now, don't forget, call LKH.
Every week we see 4 seasons in North Carolina. You can see all winter, spring, summer, fall. Last week it was 31 degrees, and today it's 80. So, get your system checked out.
Yeah, it's crazy, ain't it? But I love it. I love this weather. But I'd rather have 80 degrees instead of 30 degrees.
I understand.
But, Danny, we're going to talk a little bit about college football this past weekend. And then we're going to jump into the NFL. And also, look, college basketball started last night. I'm sure you watched your Heels, didn't you?
I did watch them. We got a little work to do, but I did watch them.
But I watched my Blue Devils last night.
I watched them, too.
You probably didn't watch the whole game.
I watched the whole game. No, I wanted to see if they really were legit number 1.
We're number 2. Kansas is number 1. So, but I don't like the preseason rankings.
So I did. I even watched Kansas to see they were playing some local folks.
Yeah.
And it was a little ugly early and stayed ugly the whole game.
I did watch Kentucky last night. To Kentucky basketball, they got the Hickory kid, Rob Dillingham. I tell you what, I was telling my nephew and my son, he's legit. Calipari said that the only person he's ever gave the green light to was Derrick Rose at Memphis. Well, he's gave this kid, Rob Dillingham, the green light.
So I will tell you, I think he's only going to get better with that level of competition, even in practice, but let alone in the game.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
I think they'll have a few bumps in the road, but Kentucky's always going to be in the mix.
Yeah. They got a big game coming up with Carolina. Couple weeks.
Yeah, it's big for them. It ain't big for us.
All right. But, hey, some college football action from this past weekend. Couple games. The Washington Huskies, hey, they're legit. Beat USC at USC. That's a big win for them.
Yeah, and it's a tough loss for USC. They got some work to do. But I will tell you, the thing with the Huskies is it's always late games, it seems like, when you watch them all day. So a lot of people on the East Coast don't see it, they don't hear it, and they don't really know it. But if you watch them, they're definitely legit.
Yeah, so, you still got, Ohio State at number 1. Then you got Georgia, Michigan, and Florida State. Florida State Seminoles. I guess they're legit.
Hey, we'll find out. They play that Miami game this week.
Oh, do they?
That's a rival game this week, so we'll see.
Is it at Miami?
I think it's at the U, baby, but I don't know that for sure. But I will tell you that, in those kind of games, anything can happen. But I'm surprised on the Ohio State piece that, they're ranked higher than Georgia. But I will tell you, after watching Georgia last week, they had the work cut out for them.
Yeah, Missouri gave them a handful.
But Missouri's a pretty solid team.
Yeah.
But, I got that Ric Flair mentality. To be the champ, you got to beat the champ. And,
I agree. I think Georgia's still the team to beat. Speaking of the U, is Derek Rogers still a Miami fan, Danny?
He's a flavor of the week. So
yeah.
I will tell you that he pulls for the U in football.
I actually texted him this morning, and I love how he predicts the Eagles going to lose every week on our show. So I appreciate Derek Rogers for calling in the show and commenting. And every time he comments on the score, we win. So, Derek, please continue. This week, we got a bye this week. But please continue commenting on our podcast and give us the score. And always keep predicting against us.
Yeah, he's on that Ravens wagon.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, they got a good team too. But college football was interesting. Before we talk about all that, I would like to just, as you mentioned, shouting out to a local. How about local Chris Culliver from Maiden High School got his first NCAA touchdown this week in the Chapel Hill game against the Fighting Camels.
Yeah, that was a great catch too. Great catch by Chris.
I will tell you the excitement that he had after the he's put the work in and got an opportunity to show it, and I think he's got a bright future ahead.
Oh, yeah. Be patient. Be patient. His time will come.
There's a few people out there. Old Tez is pretty good, and some other people out there running around.
So they got a wide receiver talent. They're pretty loaded over there at Carolina.
Yeah, if they can just find a little defense somewhere down the road, it'd be all right. But it doesn't seem to be showing up.
That's what USC struggles. USC can score, but they can't stop nobody.
Yeah, and people don't really talk about that. Everybody likes to see the touchdowns. They like to see this. They like to see that. But, they say defense wins championships. I don't know if that's still true anymore. But I will tell you, it's hard to go on a long run or a good streak without having a solid defense.
Yeah, I still think defense wins championships. So, everybody, I know we're talking about Kansas City Chiefs, but I tell you what, their defense is playing really well right now. So
it was a surprise. I don't think anybody saw that coming. There's been a couple defenses that picked it up. Hey, last night, Monday Night Football, the Chargers defense, man, they took over. But college games this week, then? What you got coming up?
Well, the big rivalry, Duke and North Carolina this week.
Yeah.
Duke and North Carolina.
So I'll be honest with you. I am glad to say that I have a few, not many, I can count them on one hand. I have a few Duke fans who are actually basketball fans, football fans, Duke through and through. Now, I got some other people who are, Duke Blue Devils in basketball, Georgia Bulldogs in football, and, whoever in baseball. So I like the fact that I got some friends like that. It will be a good game. I think that there's some local talent on the Duke Blue Devils as well.
Yeah, Brandon Johnson.
That's
from
right.
Newton.
And he's on the draft board numbers.
Yeah,
so
he's playing very well.
Yep, he's played well last year and this year, and wish him well. Also wish his Aunt Beverly today in the election well.
Good luck, Beverly. Good luck, Beverly.
And really congrats to all the candidates for putting their name in the hat. And I hope everybody takes a chance and opportunity to go vote for whoever it is you pick for. But, yeah, so that's a big rivalry. I would say it's a regional rivalry. There probably ain't people across the country that's going to be saying, hey, let's go watch them. But I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, it's Saturday night, 8 o'clock on ACC Network.
That's right.
So,
that's right.
So, like I said, college basketball started last night. College basketball started last night.
It did. I wasn't quite ready for it just yet. I have been kind of paying a little bit of attention for that. I know that My team, I felt like last year was really hard to watch. It wasn't like what I would want them to be or would expect them to be. I have a great admiration for Hubert Davis, and I think that he'll really do well with them. But they've got some work to do from last year to this year, and I'm anxious to see how that turns out.
Yeah, they're talented, though. That little point guard you guys have, he's pretty talented. So, but when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about college basketball and just a couple teams, and then we'll jump into the NFL action, Danny.
Hey, I like it. I like it. It's hot.
All right. Catch us on the flip side. Welcome back, Flips Barbershop Sports Talk. Well, let's jump into Danny. Let's jump into NFL.
Hey, before we do, is there anything on the page like comments wise? We might have a comment on there we want to check. We always appreciate people putting their comments on there, even if it is Derek Rogers or whoever. I know he's going to talk trash about the Eagles, but.
Mic check 1 2. Where you at, Free? All right. Yeah, so we got one, Barry Martin.
Yep.
He said, text me talking junk before the State Miami game, but you couldn't find him afterwards.
Yeah, that's Derek.
So,
Derek's talking trash to him about the NC State Miami game, and then it's all crickets. So,
hey, yeah. I talked to Barry on social media this week. We talked about probably one of the worst calls in the NFL.
So,
this
and
year.
it was our local guy, man.
Yeah,
KJ Henry had an unbelievable, great sack, clean as. I mean, you couldn't make it any better, and they threw unnecessary roughness on that. That was terrible.
That was one of the worst calls I've seen.
Definitely the worst calls. So I wasn't watching the game at the time, but Barry called me and said, "Hey, are you watching this game?" I was like, "No." But anyway, I did see it later on, and I'll be honest with you, there's a lot of commentary across all the sports channels about that call. And but I will say this. KJ Henry is now in action. I mean, he's playing, and he's a rookie. And, that crazy trade that they made.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know the details about that trade. Do you know how that works?
Chase Young and Sweat both got traded.
Yeah, and what do you think San Francisco gave up for it?
I'm not sure.
So they didn't give up anything. If you read the fine print, so what happened was they allowed one of their coaches to be interviewed for the job in Houston and let him do that. And by doing that, the NFL gave them an extra first-round pick. So basically they got those people for free and get another first-round pick.
What the heck?
It's crazy. It's crazy. Nobody sees that. It's in that fine print. But you know me, I'm attention to detail.
But Yeah, Chase. Yeah, they got Chase Young, and then Sweat went to Chicago. But I was reading on that sack KJ had, and they said the penalty was his weight, like he pounded him to the ground. Like what is he going to do in midair?
Yeah, I think that the quarterback has a determinant piece of that too, whether he slides, moves, whatever. But so basically, you can't fall directly on top of him with all your weight. But I will tell you, I saw a couple other penalties, man. It might have been Bosa or somebody. He cleaned somebody.
Last night.
Yeah, late, early in the game, late after the throw, man.
Last night Bosa just he
slung
him
with 2 hands.
Yes,
and, I mean he went airborne.
But KJ, yeah, he had to. We're gonna count it as his first sack.
Absolutely, but kudos to him, and absolutely, I'm glad to see him getting on the field.
He's getting on the
playing
field.
time, and they got some defensive stuff to figure out because they've struggled all year on defense, and I think it was a good trade for them, truthfully.
Yeah, but the big game this past week was you know who. I mean,
I think it might have been the best football game to watch all season, but I will tell you that man, they were close. I mean, it was a good game. It went back and forth. I'm talking about really an inch here, an inch there. That there's really 3 calls right there. That the stepping out of bounds when he's going airborne, that was big. If he keeps that in bounds, it's a different story. Who was it on? Is that also on the goal line?
Yeah, the tight end.
Tight end on the goal line. That was tough. But, man, what a really good football game to watch. It was pretty good.
Yeah, it was good.
And let me tell you, I'm not a fan of either one of them. But, it was a good game to watch.
No, it was. For us fans, though, of our teams, it was nerve-wracking.
Yeah,
believe me.
I can see that, but I will tell you, I don't know how many of them little nicks that Hurts can go through because he's been limping around for about 2 or 3 weeks, still playing at a very high level. He sucks it up. He's very, very tough. I feel like he plays through it, says he does what he needs to do. But I don't know. One good hit, and if he goes down, that's going to be big. But that's going to be big for any team.
Yeah, but we got a bye week this week, so hopefully –
yeah,
he can get some good
medicine. Again, I'm not a fan, but a lot of people they yak on Dak's what I said. They give Dak a hard time. I thought Dak played his hard.
Dak played a heck of a game. Dak played.
CD Lamb did too. Now I would agree. I would agree with the last comment of the commentators. If I'm gonna throw the ball up at the end of the game, it's gonna be to CD.
Oh yeah, most definitely. But yeah, it was I was telling I can't. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't stand Dallas, but they can't say it was Dak's fault.
No.
They can't say it was Dak's fault.
No.
But Flip had a great comment earlier. Okay.
He always has a great comment.
Yeah, Flip likes to comment. He just don't like to show, but he likes to comment. But he's got some great comments and some fun facts. But he had actually it wasn't a fun fact. It was a comment, and I loved it. He said Dak played a perfect game, and they still lost.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't keep blaming Dak.
No, I think, as all fan bases have something to blame it on. I mean, I don't care who it is or what.
Yeah, but it's like Dallas fan base blames it on Dak every game.
So, the thing about that is the quarterback's always going to be that person. I don't care what team it is. They're going to be the focal point of it, and it's always going to be the quarterback does this or the quarterback does that. But that's why they get paid all them bucks. That's why they making the most amount of money.
Yeah, I agree. DJP, we got a comment?
Oh, yeah, they in the house here. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Derek Rogers is back in. He said if the Eagles can luck up and meet Ravens in the Super Bowl, all we will need is one Justin Tucker FG to win the game.
Field goal.
Yeah. He's saying
he's saying it's gonna be 3-0 in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and Derek Rogers also said Eagles pretty much get every 50-50 call a game. Someone should launch an investigation.
Oh
no! Give you that one, and then
I think his Ravens might be in a little trouble this week.
Who they got? Let's see who they got.
I don't know who they got.
I also got Alvaro.
Iriarte?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Iriarte.
pizza, yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Depot
thank
Deli.
y'all. Cool. Ooh, I was messing that name up.
Yeah,
boy.
don't mess that up. He won't bring us no more
Yeah.
sandwiches.
That's Depot Deli now.
that's
Come
Depot
on now,
Deli?
Pat.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I got to get my pronunciation correct because I need to eat them sandwiches, man. You got the best in town there. And he said, I saw DJP at the voting polls. Please let folks know today that voting day. Please vote.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Listen,
And
I
he
Amen to
got,
that.
spotted me out. Yeah, I was there. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I got mine.
Good
and I
job,
voted this
Pito.
morning.
Good job, Pito.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thanks for letting us know, man.
But
Yeah.
well, let's go down the games, Danny. You want to go down the games? For
Yeah, let's do it.
starting day Thursday night, home team, Charlotte, Carolina Panthers travel to Chicago.
Yeah, I think it might be the first tie of the year, 0-0.
Man, don't say that because my nephew's going, my son's
Man,
going,
let me
their
tell
friends
you,
going. Luke Bo got a crowd going up there this week.
Listen, man, I'm telling you, it's so hard for me to watch them.
KK, you hear that? Danny said it might be 0-0 score. What the?
It might be 2-2 because they might both get a safety or something, but I don't know, man. It's hard to watch both of them.
I think it's gonna be a blowout, Chicago.
I don't know if they're capable of blowing out. I don't know about that.
Well, a blowout for them would be 14-0, Danny.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
You think Bryce Young, bless his heart.
14 points, like you make it sound like that's not bad. Let me tell you the statistic that I heard last night during the game. All season long, the New York Jets have not scored more than 2 touchdowns in any game.
This year?
That's what they said last night.
Wow.
They have not scored more than 2 touchdowns in any game this year.
Their offense.
Yes.
Wow. That's
Yes.
that's
Crazy.
well. I guess that was happened when you lost Aaron Rodgers.
So is Fields going to be back?
Who?
Justin Fields.
No, he's not coming back this week. He's not that kid from that Division II school starting.
Yeah, I like. Now listen,
Yeah.
there's a couple of them backup quarterbacks that are out there trying to sling her. I kind of like watching them.
But I just hope no Philly, them Eagles ain't playing with
Chicago
a backup.
is the favorite, by the way, 3.5 point favorite.
Just 3.5.
Just 3.5.
Wow. That's scary.
Yeah.
Who you got in that game?
I'm gonna go Chicago. I got no faith and no hope in them Panthers. I'm sorry.
Me too. I think.
Except for the other week, I did call that one.
Yeah, you did say they was gonna beat the Texans.
Yep. Then I said that the Bucks will beat the Texans, and they did. Man, he put on a show.
Let me comment. DJP? Can I send Derek Rogers a comment?
Yeah.
Let me tell. First of all, I told him earlier.
I know
They
he's
can't
listening.
get by the AFC. They can't get by the Chiefs. So, and I told him, I said, I hope y'all do get by the Chiefs because I feel better playing the Chiefs in the playing the Ravens in the Super Bowl. I don't think we can beat Mahomes for some reason.
So here's what I think. I think that you could figure out a way to match up with Baltimore.
Yeah.
I don't know who they've played yet that stopped Kelsey. So I mean, he creates problems.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't know. For me, if I look at Baltimore, the quarterback's Lamar is going to create the problems if he's running wild.
Yeah.
But that's true for a couple of them.
But hey, let me tell you this though. Sunday's game, Miami and Chiefs. Hey, Kelsey only had 3 receptions for like 19 yards.
Yep.
And they
that's right.
still won.
They did win,
So-
and they played good. But whenever you get a little bit of a lead, and you if you shut down that offense from Miami, we'll talk about Miami because
Yeah.
I don't know if they got stage fright or the big show or they can't get by those big games like that.
DJP, we got more comments?
Yeah, I got one from Barry Martin. He said, Dennis Lee, if Eagles play Ravens in the Super Bowl, y'all need to get together and watch it so Derek can't hide after the game.
Oh yeah, thank you, Barry. Yeah, and we will, Barry. We will, we will. But Barry's a big Washington Commanders fan. So
Yeah, right up till the game starts, then he gets mad. I'm just playing, brother. I'm just playing.
But hey, you gotta stick to your team. You gotta stick with your team. That's one thing. That's
he
one thing.
loves them, but he'll wipe out a coaching staff in week 2. He don't care. He'll fire them all.
All right, let's go. I guess we got another 9:30 game, Danny, this Sunday.
Yep.
The Colts and New England. Where's that game at? I think it's Mexico City.
Is it?
I think, yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's Mexico City.
Might have that going on, man. You never know. But listen, that's a toss-up game, and it's less than 2 points on that game, and you never know with the Colts who's showing up on that. But I'm gonna say I would take the Colts on that. The Patriots, I don't know. They don't scare anybody anymore.
No. Matt, he's not playing too good right now. I think he's. I guess it's showing how good Tom Brady really was.
So, absolutely, and how good their defense was.
Yeah,
they had some defensive stuff with some folks who are in the Hall of Fame, and their defense isn't quite the same level either. But the quarterbacks, really, it's the stick that stirs the pot, and without one, you're dead in the water. It's been proven over and over and over again. If you don't have a quarterback that can move the football and make some plays, then your offense is dead.
You're right. You're right, man. I'll tell you what I heard today at work. It was kind of funny. Somebody said at work, and obviously the Dallas Cowboy fans, they said they hope New England keeps losing, so they fire Bill Belichick, and they'll pick up Bill Belichick at the end of the year.
I don't think that Bill Belichick and the owner of the Dallas Cowboys would jive very much. I think that Bill's going to do it his way, and Mr. Jones ain't going to have all that.
No. I've always said as long as Jerry Jones the owner, they're not going to win.
As long as the owner has a last name of Jones, they're not going to get across the finish line.
Nope. So I hope that's my whole lifetime, the rest of my lifetime.
But, hey, he got the money. He can do what he wants.
Yep. Next game is probably the hottest team in the NFL right now, the Cincinnati Bengals. They're hosting the Houston Texans. So Cincinnati Bengals are playing great ball right now.
They are, and I will tell you can tell the difference in the mobility of Joe Burrow.
Oh, yeah.
Where he was limping around, all that stuff. You know, he hurt his finger like first series the other night, but he still came out slinging. But they're able to run the ball. They got really good tight end play. Their defense is playing pretty solid. So I think that they are definitely on the rise.
Yeah, they're the hottest team right now in the NFL.
Seems like they always kind of come on strong the second half of that season and get a little run together.
Yeah, it seems like they always struggle with the first four games.
I think they chill over there in spring training, just like sit in the pool and drink a few cold ones and say, we'll catch up later.
Yeah. Next game. New Orleans Saints at Minnesota. I tell you what, I want to give a shout-out to old Josh Dobbs. I mean,
listen,
that's unbelievable what he's doing. I mean, how many teams has he played for, Danny?
I will tell you this. I don't know, but I will say this. Jefferson's got to be like, man, I better hurry up and get better because this other dude in here is he is making some noise in this wide receiver spot, and people are going to be like downplaying me. But I would say that also for them, Madison finally showed up.
Yeah.
So, you know, they brought in like Hunt and some of those folks, but Madison stepped up this week. He played big. It was a crazy, crazy game to watch.
Oh,
but
it was.
He played big, and I will tell you that they're pretty good on a couple of things. If their defense could play a little bit. But I don't know on that game which way that's going to go, but I think it's hard to bet against the Vikings right now.
Yeah, I'm not going to go against Josh Dobbs, so I'm gonna pick Minnesota. But
yeah,
the funny thing I seen, Danny, at the end of the game in the locker room, they was giving them the game ball and this and that, and Josh Dobbs told everybody thank you and everything. He said, I'll learn y'all names later on. He didn't even know everybody's name. Like when he was celebrating, so you know they just got him this week, so that's pretty funny.
Yeah, hey, he came in hot.
Yeah, he didn't know anybody's last name.
Yeah,
except,
he came in
probably
hot.
A couple. I'm sure he knew Justin Jefferson, but
yeah,
he didn't know the rest of them. So, but that was pretty good. I'm good. I'm happy for Josh Dobbs. Green Bay at Pittsburgh.
Man, I will tell you that it has taken them 10 games, but I think that the offensive coordinator and coaches of the Green Bay Packers have parked Aaron Jones way too long. So this week they gave him the rock and good things happened. And I think that's what's going to continue to happen all the way throughout this. And I think the steel curtain's got some rust on it, and Green Bay going to be eating cheese all night.
Okay, Green Bay. Yeah, that's going to be a good game. This is going to be a good game. Well, Danny, here go your game. Tennessee Titans at Tampa Bay Bucks.
So I think that Tampa Bay gave one away this week.
They did.
So that
did.
had to hurt them a little bit in that NFC South. It is the closest game on the schedule this week. It's -1, +1, all that good stuff. But I'm going to go with the Buccaneers just because Tennessee has not shown me any consistency whatsoever. No. And I will tell you that the drive that the Buccaneers were going down the field to get the lead, man, Baker Mayfield impressed me on that. He made some very good throws. He's not doing anything really to hurt him. It kind of reminds me of Trent Dilfer a little bit. You know, he's not big enough to win a game, but he can help you not lose it.
Yeah, they can't blame Baker Mayfield.
No.
Their defense. I mean, you
let
let somebody drive. You let a rookie quarterback drive with 30 seconds?
Man, he had like 400 yards passing, 200-something yards running, plus that winning touchdown that they threw. It was just a quick slant, and the guy had his back turned. He was like wide open for 7 yards.
Yeah, so you can't blame Baker Mayfield on that.
No, I'm going to go to Bucks, though.
Yeah, I'm going to go Bucks, too, at home. This is going to be a good one. And San Fran at Jacksonville. San Fran's on a losing streak right now.
Well, it's about to end.
You think?
I do.
Man, I like Jacksonville at home. Jacksonville's their defense don't get enough credit, and I think Purdy is showing that he's not what they thought he was. So
I don't know, man. He's had 2 bad games?
3.
Well,
3.
I mean, you know, it's it can get worse than that. But he also during that was missing a couple of receivers that.
Well, he's still missing
Debo.
Debo. So I mean,
you know, if you got an AJ Brown or you got a Debo that can bail you out, that changes the story a little bit. But I think that the Niners are favored by 3, and I would take the Niners in that -3 if it was me.
Oh, okay. I'm going with Jacksonville. I'm going with Jacksonville at home.
They're hot.
Yep. Here go. Hey, this is gonna be a big game. I'm going against Derek Rodgers right here. I'm picking the upset. Derek Rodgers, hope you listening. Cleveland Browns, your ex-team, the Cleveland Browns will beat the Baltimore Ravens this week. The dog pound.
So I will say the Cleveland Browns, for the first time in 16 years, 16 seasons, had a shutout last week.
Wow.
There's no way they're shutting out the Ravens.
No, they're not going to shut them out, but I'm going with them.
So I think it's going to be really about not how Lamar plays. I think it's going to be how Will Watson plays.
Watson plays, yeah, I agree.
I'm going to have to stay on the Raven wagon on that until they tell me different. I think they're the second or third best team in the AFC.
Derek probably don't know who to pick in that game this week.
Yeah, so that's probably going to get him in trouble. You know, he'll probably go with his heart like I do on the Bucks, but I think he'll take the Ravens.
But Derek Rodgers was one of the biggest Cleveland Brown fans I knew back in the day.
Yeah,
he had posters of the dog pound, Ernest Biner.
I think Wayne and Patsy didn't let him eat no oranges or something when he was little, because every team he liked, Syracuse Orange Men, the Miami Hurricanes in their orange, Cleveland in their orange, San Francisco Giants in their orange. I don't know why they didn't give the boy no oranges when he was growing up, but man, he's all about somebody in orange.
But
can't believe he ain't a Clemson Tiger fan.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, he was talking stuff about you, Dennis. He said, he's talking to Barry. He said, whatever, Barry. He said, when the Ravens blew the Eagles out last time we played, Dan wouldn't answer my calls and hid under the bed.
I don't remember.
Hid under the bed.
That must have been, I must have been 5 years old.
I don't know, man. You was hiding under the bed, man.
You didn't even have a phone when you was 5. Ain't no wonder it's been that long.
Yeah, Derek telling fibs again. He likes getting on there and telling fibs. Barry Martin, don't listen to Derek Rodgers. You know that. Let's jump on to the next game. Atlanta Falcons. Oh, man. Atlanta Falcons at Arizona Cardinals.
Who's going to watch that game?
Well, I guess somebody that's betting on it.
Man, I don't know who that's going to be, but I would probably say I'd probably go with Atlanta.
Yeah,
or the home team, whoever it is.
Yeah, me too. Well, home team's Arizona Cardinals, but
I'd still probably go with Atlanta. I don't know, man. Those Cardinals are tough to watch too.
Yep. This is going to be a pretty good game. Detroit Lions at L.A. Chargers.
So I think the Chargers may have picked it up a little bit this week. They had to win last night in my mind if they want to stay in that division that they're in, have a chance. But Detroit's hot, man. I think that they had a week to rest, right?
Yeah.
So for me, any team that's had 2 weeks to prepare, I think it's trouble for the visitors. And I would say that the Lions beat them by probably 6 or 7.
All right. I think I'm going to go with Detroit myself. This game might not be pretty. New York Giants at Dallas.
It was painful to watch the Giants the other night. Again, it's been painful for me to watch them all year. I think that that's going to be an ugly one, but I will say the Giants usually do step up and play better football when they're playing within the division against the Dallas Cowboys especially. But unless the Cowboys just getting the low lows from that loss this week, they should roll on this.
Yeah, Dallas.
16-point spread.
Yeah, I seen that. Plus, New York Giants quarterback is starting this week is Tommy DeVito.
Yeah.
So, who is that? Dan?
I don't know, and I'm curious to see what happened to Daniel Jones or whatever.
He tore his ACL.
Did he tear it?
Yeah.
I saw him tweak it, and I saw this, I saw that, but I never heard the final piece of that.
Yeah, he tore his ACL. They announced it yesterday.
Yeah.
Barry Martin, your team, the Washington Commanders at Seattle. Hey, that would be a pretty good game. It depends what Washington team shows up.
So, but I'll tell you what defense is going to show up. And Barry tells me all the time that Redskins give up 30 a game, and if they give up 30 to Seattle, they're going to lose.
Oh, yeah.
And they're 6-point underdogs. Redskins are 6-point underdogs.
All right. Barry, I got to go against you, buddy. I'm going with Seattle at home.
But I'm pulling for Sam Howell.
Yeah. I'll pull for, well, they're in our division, so
yeah.
I'll still pull for KJ. I'm not going to pull for the Commanders.
Yeah, that's right.
But
I'm pulling for the Commanders, but I ain't expecting it.
Sunday night game, Danny, New York Jets at Las Vegas Raiders. Oh, man.
Man, that's going to be I think I'll go to bed early on Sunday night.
Yeah.
I will tell you that, man, they started off terrible last night. I mean, terrible, like a 98-yard return and then all kind of stuff. So I'm going to go with the Raiders just because the Jets have not convinced me that they can. I'm going to tell you that stat again. In any game this year, the New York Jets have not scored more than 2 offensive touchdowns in any game.
Man, that's hard to believe.
Well, I couldn't believe it when they said it. I went and rewound it back on the TV to listen to it again.
Yeah, that's hard to believe. 2 touchdowns.
Woo.
Wow. 14 points all season.
And I will tell you, I don't know if he's nervous or what. His very first throw last night had a guy on the out going to the right side and sailed it over his head on the very first throw by 5 or 6 feet. I mean, he's got to step in that. And I heard who was the commentator last night? I don't know.
Joe Buck and Troy Aikman.
So Troy Aikman said, I don't know if anybody's noticed this, but he's got a little hitch in his throw. And I don't know what he's doing, but I believe I'd call Troy up and say, "Hey, man, help me fix this."
I know that's right. If Troy's seen it, I'm sure they're gonna be talking about it.
Yep.
So, but Monday night's game is Denver Broncos at the Buffalo Bills. Both of them. Well, Buffalo's coming off a loss, so Buffalo be ready for that game.
Yeah, they should be. And man, I will tell you, they're like Heckle and Jekyll, or I don't know.
They are.
Jekyll and Hyde, whatever. I don't know which Buffalo is ever going to show up, and I think throughout the whole year they've been inconsistent. When they're good and they're on, they're on. When they're not, man, it's ugly.
It is.
But they ain't going to get ugly enough to let Denver beat them.
No. I'm with you on that one.
Luke Bowe, you better straighten them out.
Yeah, Luke Bowe. Like I said, Luke Bowe has his friends coming up to see him this week from here. He invited them up. He got KK going, Casey, Grant Harris going. They're all going. They're leaving tomorrow.
Going to Indy?
No, they're going to Chicago. Yeah,
man.
leaving tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Leaving tomorrow for Thursday night's game. They're gonna go watch the Bulls.
So Chicago's a great city to go to. It's a lot of fun. Go now, because in a month from now you can't go. It's so cold up there.
Yeah.
Luke Bowe better get him a good coat if he ain't got one already.
Yeah, Luke Bowe, that's a big change, ain't it? Come on, Tampa to
Man,
Chicago.
being down there in shorts and tank tops to, parkas and battery-operated heat socks.
Man.
It's a cold place. That air coming off that Great Lake is tough.
But, well, Danny, that's a wrap-up of the NFL games. And when we come back, we'll end our show with a couple sponsors, and we'll be back on the flip side.
Yeah, we'll highlight those high school football matchups Friday night.
Yep.
See you back at Flip's Barbershop.
Welcome back to Flip's Barbershop Sports Talk. Like you said, Danny, recap on some high school football games this Friday night. Local teams, several local teams playing big games this week. What is the second round of the playoffs?
Second round, and we got a couple teams at home. So the Bunker Hill Bears, and they definitely earned it. They're playing Burns, the Bulldogs from Burns. I know that people talk about the history of Burns and Crest and Shelby, and you'll hear those names in the playoffs. I don't think that Burns is the team that they have been, but I wouldn't take them lightly. And now it's that time of year where you got to play every Friday night. You can't take a night off. And if the Bears show up and play, I think they're going to be fine. Hickory Red Tornadoes are playing North Lincoln.
Yeah, right. Second game of the year. They played each other already.
That's right. And I will tell you that an injury here, injury there. That would be an interesting game to watch. I think that athletically Hickory probably has the better team. But I will tell you, North Lincoln does some things that are very timely. Their offense is based off precision and time. And it'll probably be a good game. The Blue Devils are going on the road, going to make it over to Salisbury. We've played the Salisbury team a couple of times in the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
One time they beat us a tough one, and then the next time they showed up, I think they were going to. We put one on them, and they're a pretty good football team this year. So it's a tough road, but it really just comes down to what do those players believe they can do, and what do those coaches think. So, I think that it's going to be a much better game than some people anticipate. The game that I'm curious about, Lincolnton versus Shelby.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Shelby's everything every year. And, I think Lincoln's had a great year compared to what people may have expected. So wishing them well. West Lincoln's still alive also.
And they travel to Monroe.
That's right. And High Brighton, are they still in it? Did I hear that?
I'm not sure.
I think High Brighton.
No,
yeah,
they
are
on
the road.
Yeah, they are.
So there's a lot of teams. If you think about it, every team in Lincoln County is still in.
Yeah.
East Lincoln,
North
Lincoln, Lincoln, and West Lincoln.
Yep.
Man, congratulations to all
Lincoln
those
County.
teams.
Yeah.
Hey, I wish them all the best, all our local teams, and I hope that they stay in the hunt. for that championship, and I can't wait to talk about them next week and see how everything rolls out.
Yep, we'll be back next Tuesday and talk about them games and this weekend's games, Danny. Also, a shout out to LKH Heating and Air and also Dick's Cafe. Dick's Cafe up here in Newton serves great breakfast and great lunch.
Yeah, man, we need to get some breakfast one morning.
Yeah, we definitely do. Next time on a Saturday, we need to go meet up there, me, you, and DJ P. Free, and go get us some breakfast.
Yeah.
DJ P. Free ain't had their grits yet.
He probably don't know much about them grits. He don't know nothing about no grits.
Hold on, man. I bees up there.
Oh, okay,
I'm
okay.
on that liver mush and cheese, baby.
Oh, okay.
See, that makes me
okay.
feel better. I thought he
Yes,
might be wanting some hominy or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some oatmeal.
Yo, my mama from Sumter, South Carolina.
That's what I'm talking about right
man,
there.
I'm down there with the grits, the fat back, the whole nine, baby.
Okay.
Let's do it. Let's
Sound
do
good.
it.
Sound good.
Hey, I think that's a wrap for us
Yeah,
then.
we'll be back. We'll be back next Tuesday, same time, 12 o'clock. All right, thank you, folks.
All right, peace out.